Good evening and thank you for joining us on Sunday Interview. I'm your host, Grevazio Zulu. Now, my guest this evening is no stranger to controversy. He is nicknamed Bulldozer and has declared himself President Lungu's chief bootlicker. But that is not what he has been up to in the last 2 weeks or so. He has been working round the clock to ensure government has a functional civil service. He wants public service workers not only to report on time, but that they should deliver service efficiently. My guest, Bowman Lusambo. Sir, welcome to the interview.
Good evening, Grevazio, and good evening, viewers out there. I'm very excited to be here, Grevazio. I've been featuring on Sunday Interview, and today's Sunday Interview is very unique because I'm sitting on a very new setup. This set is marvelous, and I want to thank ZNBC through the leadership of His Excellency Chagwa Lungu to give the facelift of ZNBC. And I hope and trust that other people, those people who want to criticize everything, they will see sense in this upgrade.
Now, when it comes to politics, you are I could call you a wonder boy, coming from Norway, leading a relatively obscure entity called Die Hard, now representing thousands of people as Member of Parliament for Kabushi, as well as Minister for Zambia's capital city, Lusaka. Is this what you saw when you started politics? Is this what you envisaged?
Thank you very much, Grevazio and viewers out there. I'm not coming from nowhere. I'm Lamba by tribe, coming from Copperbelt province, Chieftainess Lesser's area in particular. So I'm coming from somewhere. I'm seventh born in the family of 10. Two of my brothers, they are late. My father was Ablam Donald. Sachali Lusambo is late. I buried my mother here in Lusaka around 2012. Eileen Mwindula Lusambo. Grevazio, I'm a married man, married to a very beautiful wife, Nancy Natasha Lusambo, with beautiful daughters, Wongire, Kezia, and Shekaina Lusambo. So I'm coming from somewhere. So politically,
you came from Norway, I think, and there you were, die hard for MMD, die hard for Rupia, fought for and against neighbors, and eventually moved on. Now you're representing a big constituency on the Copperbelt.
Thank you.
And you're now minister of Zambia's biggest city, Lusaka. Is this what you saw when you started? You joined politics. Did you ever think one day you would sit in the capital city and oversee this big city?
No. When I started politics at a tender age. I started politics as fun. We were supporting politicians by then, Dawson Lupunga, Ablam Mokola, Eric Sluamba, and Eric Sluamba played a very important or pivotal role in my political life. I was in grade 7 by then when Eric Sluamba and MMD started campaigning for 1991 tripartite elections. And for us, we started campaigning for Eric Sluamba in our area. And when Eric Sluamba was being introduced to the general public, he was a very young man, and we started saying, oh, so even me, at one point I can be like him. I can be like him being introduced to the public by the president. And we campaigned for Eric Sluamba. And also my family, where I'm coming from, is a political, the family of politicians. Dawson Lupunga is was my father's first cousin. Ablam Mokola, they were cousins with my father. The late Levi Patrick Manawasa, they were all my father as relatives. And when they were strategizing for 1991 tripartite elections. Some of the meetings were held in my father's house. So we used to get a bit of discussions which they used to have. I can remember very well Uncle Dawson Lipunga saying after the meeting with the late President Frederick Chiluba, Abraham Nemokola, and they called one of my brothers, and Uncle Lipunga was saying, we want these boys to stop putting on plastic shoes. We want them to start putting on the leather shoes, because this is our country, and we can't we go on like this where we are failing even to buy our children's apples, oranges, and biscuits. Grevazio, the first time I tasted the toffee sweet, it was a sweet which someone smuggled from Ndola International Airport, and he came in our compound and started selling those nice sweets to us. So I'm coming from a political family.
Political background,
yes.
Political family.
Yes.
And
so,
the 1991 revolution
exactly.
that ushered in multi-party,
yes.
reintroduced multi-party democracy,
exactly.
really influenced your career as
exactly.
British.
And I've worked with different political heavyweights in this country. And I didn't even think of this, that one day I will be a minister for Zambia so soon. But you know, leadership comes from God, and through His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, God has ordained me to be a minister in his government.
In fighting for recognition and in trying to stamp your authority on the political scene, you've become associated with violence. Your name has become associated with violence. I know people who recall, and that picture still remains vividly, when you dragged Richard Kachingwe, MMD National Secretary, out of his office, and I think the youths that you were with beat him up. Later, progressively, again, you eventually slapped your fellow member of parliament, the parliament premises, and Honorable Chimba Kambwili. So your name seems to be associated with violence. Are you a violent person?
Grevazio, I think you have been with me for quite some time. But if you want to know my character, I will invite you to come and interview my wife, Nancy Natasha Lusambo. I think she'll be in the position of giving the picture to the outside world, if whether I'm violent or not. The only thing which I believe in, Grevazio, I believe in loyalty, and I believe in protecting the authority, the office of the presidency, regardless of the person in that office. And also, I respect Zambia, and I respect the constitution of Zambia and the constitution of organizations. So for me, relating my character to that person who's violent, I think it's not neither here or there. The Kachingwe issue, Grevazio and viewers out there, I wasn't there. It's not me who laughed up.
People saw you loitering after.
Yeah, that was our secretariat.
You sponsored that.
No, that was that used to be our secretariat, and I was entitled to visit at any given time for whatever things which inspired at that material day. I think it had nothing to do with that activity. That's why when the case went to the courts of law, we were acquitted, 100% we were acquitted. That entails the general public, including you, Grevazio, that I'm not a violent person. If I was a violent person, I would have been convicted.
Now, you took that walk of shame when you were convicted and slapped with a 30-day suspension from Parliament. Do you ever regret some of these incidents? And really make you come at loggerheads with the public perception of a morally and peaceful country, political environment?
You know, Grevazio, I'm just a human being like any other person. And sometimes people, they may say, no, just ignore this person. No, don't talk about this person, this type of words which you are using. That gentleman is just too I don't know the word which I can.
Provocative.
If we can use that word, I think that would be appropriate for us. He has been injuring a lot of people emotionally. Not only me, but a lot of people, including the president. I can assure you, Grevazio, that I sat with that person in cabinet, and it was very unfortunate that he can come out and ridicule the president's activities to the outside world.
But you can debate, you can
exactly.
argue without using your hands.
We can argue.
Without turning physical.
And that is the thing which we are expecting from him. We argue. We were telling him that we have a listening president, the God-fearing president, the hard-working president, a president for all Zambians.
He's got a right to say otherwise.
He's got a right to say
He's got
otherwise.
A right to oppose you.
But the only thing which
without being slapped.
The only thing which I want to allow, especially within my political circles, is someone to insult the office of the presidency, is someone to assault the constitution of our country.
When you say allow, what do you mean? You are ready to beat up somebody?
I'm ready to defend the office of the presidency, and I'm ready to defend the constitution of our country.
The constitution and the presidency can defend themselves. They've got enough laws to defend themselves without relying on an individual.
We are the reason why they exist. The presidency exists because of all of us, because of me and you. The constitution of Zambia exists because of you and me. And it's us to protect these two institutions. And if we let it in the cantankerous hands, like the gentleman you have just alluded to, this country will cease to be called a country, because they will bring the office of the presidency into ridicule. And that is the thing which we don't want to see. We want to see that office to be respected.
I want us to get it very clear. I asked one question. Yeah. You said you're ready to defend, and I wanted a categorical answer.
Yeah,
are you ready to beat?
No, defending doesn't mean beat. Defending, we debate and make sure that we protect the office of the presidency. We debate and make sure that we protect the constitution of our country.
So that rules out violence. Your politics, like I mentioned at the start, seems to be anchored on this controversy. You don't shy away from controversial statements, like and controversial positions, like declaring yourself a chief bootlicker, #1 bootlicker.
There's this, if you can go back to the Bible, okay, Jesus had disciples, and those people who are the disciples for Jesus, they were bootlickers. They were loyalists to Jesus Christ.
There should be a difference between loyalty and bootlicking.
They were bootlickers. They believed in Jesus Christ and his works. And when Satan went contrary to God's programs, he was thrown out.
It was different then. Those were principles.
Exactly. These are the same principles we are using.
These are the same principles
we are using.
Does not necessarily mean you're going to be a bootlicker. You cannot even advise the president.
No, we do. We do advise the president.
Or you just agree to what he says.
No, that's what it means to be a bootlicker. We do advise the president. That's why we are in cabinet. We sit in cabinet to discuss issues pertaining to the development of our country, and we do advise the presidency. But what I can assure you that the president, he has the mandate to work for the people of Zambia. And us, we have to tap in his vision and in that mandate. And remember...
Without necessarily...
And remember, the president just had invited us to help him to deliver to the expectation of the people of Zambia. The people of Zambia voted for him alone. They went
for the party, you said?
They went, yes, they went to vote for the party, but they were voting for the presidency alone. They voted for him. That's why we are two different results. We had the results for MPs and results for the presidency. And me, my mandate is in the Kabushi constituency, where my people are saying, we voted for you, we need ABCD, ABCD. And the president invited some of us to help him deliver to the expectation of the people. So for me, when I go to the presidency, I have to see his program, okay? I have to see his program, and I have to know his vision. And I can't go against his vision. That is not my vision. That is His Excellency's vision.
Have you taken time to look at the definitions of the two, loyalty and
it's the same.
And bootlicking?
It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. It is the same. There's no difference.
I don't agree with you.
I'm telling you, it's the same. We will bring different dictionaries, but it will point at the same thing. It will point at the same thing. Even the loyalists.
People are more comfortable with a loyalist than with a
these are just
a bootlicker.
These are just weddings.
Because a bootlicker,
they are just words.
Cannot advise against.
No. A loyalist. This one is a loyalist.
You're loyal to somebody. You believe in what somebody believes.
Exactly.
You're going to defend them.
Exactly. The same. It's just the word. It's the same, Grevazio. And I'm very shocked that people, they had to say, no, the bootlicker. No.
But you know that bootlicking is a derogatory word.
No, maybe
no, it's
the way,
a nice word.
The way it sounds.
No,
the way it sounds.
The way it was coined.
Okay, let us.
The history of the word itself.
Let us maintain loyalist. I'm loyal.
Are you retracting then? That
I am loyal to.
You are not a bootlicker. But
I am loyal to President Edgar Chagwa Lungu's leadership. I will do exactly what he's expecting me to do. And I will make sure that I support him to deliver the development to the people of Zambia, according to the vision which he has for this country. And if I go against President Edgar Lungu's vision, I'm not supposed to be near him. I'm not supposed to be near him. It's better I just excuse myself, sir. I think I can't take your path, because my thinking and your thinking, we are differing. Better, and you move with dignity. Okay? You move with dignity. So, the loyalist thing and the bootlicking, they were just trying to play politics, Grevazio.
You spoke the words.
I did.
The people didn't speak them.
I did.
They just questioned.
I did.
The meaning of the words.
And I can assure you that there's no difference between loyalists and bootlicking. There's no difference.
It's difficult to convince you there's a difference between the two words.
It's very difficult. Very difficult. For me,
are you declaring these things that you're a loyalist?
I'm a
for
loyal.
The sake of
going
to an extent of declaring you a bootlicker, are you trying to outdo maybe the founders? Are you trying to win more acceptance to the party?
No.
That you joined late?
No. It's not like that. It's not like that. You know, people think I knew Edgar Lungu when I joined the PF. No. Okay? That is not true. And the reason why I even joined the PF after the leadership, after Edgar Chagwa Lungu picked the leadership of PF, it's because of the things which we are fighting for. Us, we are fighting for young men and women to stand up and be counted and tell the old folks that we are ready to govern this country. We are ready to push this country forward. And immediately, Edgar Chagwa Lungu became president for PF and for this republic. He invited a lot of young men and women in his administration. And something clicked in my head. I said, this is the man to work with. And today, Edgar Chagwa Lungu is working with young men and women, not only in the political fraternity, but even in the parastatal institution. You find that the people who are heading those parastatal institutions, they are young men.
What do you believe in? Now, maybe I should ask, what do you believe in? Do you believe in the individual, President Edgar Lungu, or you believe in the party and its principles and
when you believe in the person, you believe in an organization and the organization ideologies. And that is the thing which we believe in. We believe in our manifesto as PF, and this manifesto is the one we are pushing to deliver to the expectation of the people of Zambia.
I can put it to you that you're almost outdoing the founders in
How?
in declarations of loyalty.
No. You know, there will be only one founder, 2, 3, but others will come in and join and push the agenda. So we are not undoing anybody. We are just working to the expectation of the people and the appointing authority. Who's the president of the country? Edgar Chagwa Lungu, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces.
Surprisingly, on this interview, you've dropped the great leader of this great country.
He is great. He is.
Is that how you want him addressed by everybody? No.
No, he is great.
Yeah.
He is great. He's a great man because he has done great things to this great country. He is a great man. That's why in each of my statements, when I'm doing my statement as Bowman Lusambo MP for Kabushi, I don't forget to include the great leader of this great nation. He is a great person. He has done things which others failed to do. This man, you are saying. And Grevazio, Edgar Chagwa Lungu is a blessing to all of us. And I will challenge the young generation to support this man because he means well to us as the youths and he means well to this country.
While we're still looking at politics, I want to take you back to the Copper Belt. You failed to gel with the Copper Belt political leadership for the ruling party, and they called for your blood. And within a short period, you're out of the province.
You know, Grevazio, thank you very much for that question.
You had a rough time.
I didn't have a rough time on the Copper Belt province. I stayed on the Copper Belt province for half of this term. Okay? And that is not an easy province. It's a very difficult province in the sense that it is the hub of our economy. And to me, I managed Copper Belt very well. I managed Copper Belt very well. Yes, there was some pockets of hot spots, which is normal because I went there to try and transform Copper Belt province.
The party did not want you there.
No, the party, I worked very well with the party.
You fought with the party.
This is what I'm saying. I worked very well with the party, but definitely we had hot spots, which is normal to have hot spots in any form of leadership. If you go with a smooth ride, then there's a problem. Okay? I went there to transform Copper Belt province, and I'm a proud minister that Copper Belt province, I left Copper Belt province better than the way I found it.
What did you achieve?
We achieved a lot of things. Some they were in the pipeline. Some we started doing projects like the C400. The people of Chingola, they almost rioted at a certain time. We went there, we talked to them, and today when you go to Chingola, people are smiling, and those projects, they started under my watch. We are constructing a multi-million international airport in Ndola, and that project started under my watch from the scratch. And where we are now, I'm very happy that the project is going very well. Did you
initiate anything from your personal plan?
No, government is a system. We don't initiate anything. Government is a system. We sit and we come up with programs. And when we come up with programs and we go there, we put them, we actualize those programs. And that's why I'm telling you that I'm a proud minister, because the programs which we discussed and the programs, the projects which are there, they are projects for everyone to see.
You attempted to stop illegal land allocation, but you got embroiled.
Not attempted. Not attempted. On that one,
you eventually were accused yourself of getting involved.
Not
allocating illegally.
Not attempted, and I can assure you that for me, I don't even tolerate lawlessness where land is concerned, because I know the value of this same land which we are talking about, and that is one of the issues which it didn't go well. No.
Did you win? Did you win the battle?
Yes, I won the battle. And when you go to the Copper Belt province today, there is sanity. People are misbehaving, not at the rate I found them. Not at the rate I found them. there was no one to speak against illegal land allocation. There was no one to speak. And when I went there, I had to put my foot down. And I can assure you, Grevazio, that today there is sanity in the Copperbelt province. There is sanity.
Let's look at Lusaka. You've moved to Lusaka.
Yes.
Are you able now to integrate with the political structure?
Grevazio, me, I'm a grassroots politician. I'm coming from the grassroots. And when I came to Lusaka, I think I've managed to work or to strengthen the relationship between the grassroots and the leaders. That's why today I'm enjoying a very good relationship with all the 7 constituencies in Lusaka district, and I'm enjoying the relationship with all the constituencies, the districts and the constituencies and the constituency chairman, the district chairman, and the ward chairman in Lusaka province. And I want Lusaka province, because this is the capital. Okay, the president is here, the High Court is here, the Supreme Court is here, the Con Court is here, the ministers are here, and we need to do things in a different way. We need to shine so that other provinces can see.
Learn from the capital
exactly,
city. I'll get to your plans and your vision later, but you've taken Lusaka by storm in the last 2 weeks, ambushing civil servants and sending latecomers back home. What is the motivation for all this? Why did you do that?
Exactly. Grevazio, I've been in Lusaka province as a minister for the past 5 to 6 months now. I've been observing the attitude of these civil servants. I've been observing the attitude of these parastatal companies within Lusaka province. And I've been just observing and see where we are going. I can assure you that Grevazio, with the type of behavior which I've observed, we are heading for disasters as a country and as a province. Because people, they don't know why they go and work in those government departments. To them, it's about salaries. To some of us, it's not about the salary. It's about the productivity which we want to see. It's about development which we want to see. Grevazio, when you go to National Registration Card Department today, you find queues from here to Amanda Hill. That tells you that there is a problem at this department. When you go somewhere and you find wrong queues, you know that there is no leadership here.
It symbolizes a collapse in government.
No. It symbolizes that...
it's a department with a structure, with supervisors.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. So me, what I want to see Lusaka, a province which is different from other provinces. I want to see Lusaka province and the workers, especially civil servants, working as if they are in the private sector. Because even us, we have an organization which we are leading, and we want this organization to be profitable. And they can only be profitable if they push in 100%.
But you know that these civil servants work under very difficult conditions. If you go to the office that you're mentioning at the Bowman, it's a neglected office, abandoned.
We can't
pools of water.
We can't neglect.
And furniture. When you look at the furniture, it's probably was bought 1970.
No. We can't.
Very old typewriter.
We can't neglect government institution. And
I have been there.
You have been there
recently.
You go there, and you see that as government,
there's new furniture now.
We have programs for each and every institution, and what we want to see a leadership which is different from the leadership of yesterday. As civil servants, I think through cabinet office, they are trying and they are doing everything possible to make sure that they transform the civil service. Grevazio, you might be aware that permanent secretaries today, their contracts are based on performance. They are performance-based contracts. And the reason why government has decided to give performance-based contracts, we want to change this laissez-faire kind of thing of business as usual. we want the departments to work. And if a permanent secretary is working on the performance-based contract, he will work hard to make sure that even the subordinates, they work according to his expectation. Apart from that, Grevazio, the cabinet office again, they have come up with an oversight committee to see how these civil servants are working, the directors and other heads of departments within the civil service. And we also have a public service commission. We brought those things to transform the civil service.
Which is not transforming, according to what you've found out on the ground.
We have started, and I can assure you that apart from that, the constitution of our party, Patriotic Front, we have what we are calling the national values. And the president of this country, His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, he has given us a ministry of national values and religious, or guidance, if you may want to put it in that way. This ministry is a very important ministry in our government. Very important ministry in our government. Some of the people, they think this ministry is a church ministry. Far from it. It's not a church ministry. Yes, churches are stakeholders, but this ministry is very important because it has a presentation in all the ministries. It's a ministry which will help us to transform this civil service
and achieve the values
and achieve the national values.
I want to look back again and still hold you on to this action that you took 2 weeks and 1 week ago of inspecting these civil servants. Others have welcomed this kind of leadership and management, but this is very archaic, old style of managing, and unsustainable. How long are you going to do this?
To others, it's archaic. To me,
is it sustainable?
To me, it's very effective and sustainable.
How many times are you going to go to the same offices to check on
I'm a Lusaka province minister. The reason why I'm being paid by
who
government...
does your work when you're inspecting others?
That is part of my work description. It's to make sure that I see that the people in the province, they are working according to the expectation of the people.
To make sure they report on time?
To make sure that they report...
almost like a class monitor?
It's better.
But where are the leaders? Where are the supervisors in those institutions that you go to check?
It's better, first and foremost, it's better people are calling me a class monitor, a head boy, and whatever name which they want them to call me, but I achieve what I want.
Does it have to take a minister to make sure people keep time?
The what?
To ensure people keep time. Does it have to take a minister?
That is part of our job description, is to make sure that we work hand in hand with our permanent secretaries. And the permanent secretaries, we have heads of departments. And when you see that there's something which is not going according to expectation in the ministry, in the province, you move in and you make sure that you correct things. And it's not only, I'm not going to visit my province, government institutions. I also extend to private sectors, to parastatal institutions like ZNBC.
Why are you not asking?
Like ZNBC.
Why are you not asking the head of these departments?
We are
to explain themselves as to why they allow people to come late for work.
That's why when I visit these institutions, after that I'm having time talking to the heads of departments and discuss. And
what is their reasoning that they allowed this road to continue?
They don't even like it as well. They want also to see productivity coming out of their...
They don't like it, but they've tolerated it.
They don't like it.
They're failing the system.
I don't know if they are failing the system. If they are failing the system, we'll flush them out.
They're failing the system, that's why you have to go down to do their work.
We have a lot of people out there with degrees who are looking for our jobs, the jobs which those people are doing.
But you're going down to do the work that the supervisor ordinarily has to do.
Exactly. When I see that things are not moving according to our expectation, I won't sit, Grevazio, and wait things to go worse than they are. I have to move in and correct the situation.
If you're going to spend your time on inspecting what time I report for work at ZNBC, what time do you have to plan for the city.
Exactly.
For the province.
Me, as a minister, I have a time to plan with my planning department. And those planning department, they are part of the people who are supposed to report at 8.
The people that come late?
The people are supposed to report at 7:45 and start work at 8, so that together we can plan the transformation of this beautiful province, Lusaka.
Here's the reason why I described your action as a cake.
Yes.
What people ideally expect to see from you is building an efficient and effective system that is linked to ICT systems, the login and logout systems that are linked to the payroll, and you don't have to walk around.
Exactly. That's the thing which we are doing. That's why I'm saying the transformation, we are transforming the civil service. When you go to cabinet office, there's a permanent secretary there under Smart Zambia, and we are doing everything possible. And I was talking to Dr. Mutonga yesterday, and these are the issues which we want to see in our departments, to make sure that people started, we go ICT way.
You're fighting a losing battle.
I can't fight a losing battle.
Here's why. You directed, when you visited Kafue, you directed the District Education Board Secretary, Dapes, to ensure that teachers who have received letters of transfer honor their the movements. Where's the Ministry of Education?
For me, Grevazio,
they've transferred people and they've walked away.
For me,
you have to go clean up.
For me, Grevazio, I'm the minister for the province. I go around the province.
Minister of General Affairs.
Grevazio, just to put my position in the simplest way, other people, we help other people to understand, other people out there. A provincial minister is a small president in that province. Okay? Is a small president in that province. Me, I have no boundaries as a minister for the province. I can go and inspect schools under Ministry of Education. I can visit universities under Ministry of Higher Education. I can go to inspect roads under Ministry of Infrastructure. I am there as a minister to supervise each and every ministry. That's why they call me, or they call us, as they are calling us provincial ministers. So we have no restrictions. Okay, we have no restrictions.
No boundaries.
So
as to where you
boundaries. I can go anywhere at any given time. And what we want to see, we want to see development. We achieve development in our respective provinces. And in terms of transfers, you asked me a question concerning teachers who are transferred to report to their new stations. Grevazio, it's very unfortunate that we have schools like Munari Secondary School, Kablonga, Munari Girls, with a lot of teachers who have been there without having normal periods to teach. The normal periods, if I'm not mistaken, is about 28 per teacher. But we are seeing that teachers are having 7 periods, 6 periods from these schools. And we have seen other schools without teachers. When you go to other districts, we are lacking teachers. And again, you people out there, you start insulting the president, you start insulting government. There's nothing that they are doing. They are failing to employ teachers. We have employed teachers.
You've employed, but you're failing to manage as a government.
We have employed and we are managing. That's why we have identified this problem, that we have schools with more teachers than we require, and we want them to go and teach in other districts, in other schools. But other people, they are saying we are victimizing our teachers. No, it's a politically
motivated.
Yes, which is wrong. Which is wrong. I can assure you that we will make sure that we succeed in our crusade.
Moving the teachers. Now let's look at your vision as Minister of Lusaka. You've been here, appointed in February. People transferred, yes, appointed from the Cobalt and transferred to Lusaka. You've been here for close to 6 months.
Yes.
You understand the problems now.
Yes.
So what's your vision? Where do you want to take Lusaka?
Yeah, we have a lot of challenges in Lusaka. And as a province, we want to be a shining province to other provinces. Lusaka is the heart of this country, Zambia. Administratively, this is where everything happens. It happens in Lusaka. So we need to be a shining example to other provinces, even other countries. So we want to see a transformed Lusaka. How are we going to transform Lusaka? We are going to transform Lusaka when we work hand in hand, a collective working between you and government. We have a lot of things which we want to change, and we can only change it if we work together with the residents of Lusaka and government, both local government and the central government. Things to do with street vending. The street vending can only go out of our streets if me and you, we participate in this campaign by stopping buying from the street vendors. It's you, Grevazio, and your colleagues, the motorists, who are encouraging these street vendors to flock into those streets. For us as government, we have done our part, and when we see these street vendors trading in this street of Lusaka, we are arresting them, we are confiscating their goods, because it is prohibited to trade in these streets. But you are encouraging them by buying from them.
They're probably being forced to get onto the streets because you've not provided decent trading places for them.
You are not helping us, Grevazio. You are not helping us. You need to participate in this transformation. We were just coming from combating cholera. And in the next 2 months, 3 months, the rain season will come back. And again, the same people, the people we were protecting, us, the people we want to protect, are the same people who come back and start complaining to us when they die.
Have you provided enough trading places?
We have. Grevazio, we have provided enough trading places for these people.
Decent trading places?
Decent trading places. And some of them, they're on the construction level. Some of them, we have completed them. They were just waiting to hand over to the local authority so that they can start using them. Just this morning, Grevazio, you know that me, I stay in Mtendere. I'm a village boy. The ladies came to my house and they were complaining that there's a market in Mtendere. The marketeers, the traders, they have moved out of the market. They are trading outside the market, which is very unfortunate. And at the end of the day, it will look as if us, as government, there's nothing that we are doing. But we are doing a lot. We are putting in a lot to make sure that we uplift the living standards of our people. We give dignity to our traders, but they are not adhering to our
They do not agree with your vision. I want to ask you one thing. You've been here 6 months, and you've looked at all the challenges and problems.
Yes.
Which one is your priority? When you leave Lusaka, what do you want people to remember you?
Exactly. My priority, first and foremost, is to make sure that we work on the expansion of Lusaka roads, and also opening up the new roads for Lusaka CBD. The CBD is growing. We have a lot of motorists, and part of our campaign of reducing the rate coming, especially in civil service, we also have to attend to the road infrastructure, which we are doing as government. And that's the thing which I want to see. The other thing is water and sanitation. We have a lot of problems with water in Lusaka. Part of Lusaka, they don't use Lusaka water. They use boreholes. And we want to make sure that as government we deliver the clean water to our people. Sanitation. We are in the 21st century, Grevazio, and 54 years, 52, 53 years after independence, we cannot allow our people to be using pit latrines 2 minutes to drive from to Lusaka CBD. We won't allow that. The other thing, Grevazio, which we need to work now, this is the capital project, is to transform the shunt compounds. Grevazio, we have more than 12 shunt compounds within Lusaka.
And which one are you starting with?
The bigger part of Lusaka district is shant compounds, and we cannot allow that. We cannot allow that. We need to transform Lusaka, and we need to transform these shant compounds. We want to give a good service to our people in terms of water, in terms of drainages, in terms of sanitation, and also we want people to be living in the decent homes. And what we were thinking, which is also on the planning stage, is to make sure that we introduce the high rise in these compounds, like Kuku, which is this Kuku, as you're going to Chawama, what's Mississippi, and part of Kanyama. And Grevazio, you know that Kanyama, initially it wasn't supposed to be a residential or a compound. That is an industrial area. The whole Kanyama area, that is an industrial area. That's why you have seen these floods when it is rain season, because the people, they have constructed houses where it's supposed to be a drainage. They have constructed wall fences where we're supposed to do the sewer lines. Is there a plan as when you start all these? Yes, there is a plan. Must be anxious. Yes, listening to you. Yes, and plan, thinking now. The plan is areas there. Are being modernized. Yes, the plan is there, and I know that the Lusaka City Council, they have these proposals coming from the private sector, the investors. They want to invest in these projects, and I can assure you that very soon, Grevazio, you'll be taking selfies from Kanyama, selfies from Mississippi compound, because those compounds will be transformed to an international standards where the people will be staying there. They will be happy to stay there. And those people are staying there. Those are the people who occupy those flats, so that we can sell to them by the home empowerment program. Mm-hmm. Yes. Honorable Minister, thank you for your time. Thank you very much. That's all we had for you on Sunday interview this evening, and our guest was the Minister of Lusaka Province, Mr. Bowman Lusambo. We'll be back next week, same time. Pleasant viewing.